While Mick finds his notes, I keep getting you two fucking confused because you were sitting next to each other as well before, which makes it even fucking worse. We're going to go with Krisiun and Black Force Domain, 12 tracks for 49 minutes, the debut album from the Brazilian death metal band, released August 1995 by Dynamite Records. Excuse me, it's been a long day. Co-produced by the band and recorded at Army Studios in Sao Paulo. This seems to have been their first release as a three-piece band after losing one guitarist after their previous EPs, but there isn't a lot of other information that's easily found on this one. Who's going for that? Go.
Yeah, I'll have a crack. Most people that like heavy music have a tipping point where something is too heavy. This is just over mine.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was just that too heavy and brutal for me to really get into.
But you like Pick Destroyer?
Yep.
Yeah, interesting.
Wow.
Yeah. Because I didn't find Pick Destroyer to be as tuneless, shall I say. This had some cool enough riffs, but as songs, I found it just to be too tuneless for me. It just couldn't hold me. I really, really struggled. Obviously very talented, but the brutal nature of the music and the internet dial-up tone guitar solos lost me. It was just no melody that I could really, really hang on to. And this stuff's often like that for me, so it's nothing really against this band per se. If you're into this sort of genre, then you'll probably go nuts with it. You have a great old time. If you want to fuck with your neighbours, crank it, go crazy, because there's really no sign of any melody at all, and I think you'll find most people will run away. So I'll give it a neutral score because I didn't think it was crap. It just wasn't for me. So 5 out of 10, and I couldn't decipher one track from the next. So don't worry about highlights.
This is an awesome album.
Here we go.
This is phenomenal work.
Not quite at your tipping point, obviously.
No, it sounds like Frankie Mullen from Suffocation singing for Carcass. This is an awesome record. Seriously, if you are a death metal fan, because Krisiun are a band that has, like, if you're into that extreme metal scene, you've seen that name before if you've not heard the music. If you haven't heard the music, check it out, because this kills. This is a fantastic record, a great old school sounding death metal record. Production reminds me of a Necrophagia album, which is definitely a big tick for me. Awesome album. 8.5 out of 10. Love it. This is great. Everyone listen to it.
We did.
Yes.
I'm sure it's challenging to play like this for extended periods of time. I just can't understand why you would want to. There is no diversity or dynamics on here at all. You need to mix things up a bit, otherwise it just becomes the same thing over and over. And that song, Evil Mastermind, is that supposed to be a fucking guitar solo? He makes Kerry King sound like fucking Hendrix.
Yeah.
Fuck. 4. Shit.
If you add dynamics into the album, then they can hear the goats being strangled in the background.
Well, we don't want that.
No. Alright, well, I think you've picked a winner here, Mick. It's pretty intense stuff, not for the faint of heart. Blistering, frantic, growling metal. It's the sort of metal that... Sorry, it's been a long day, like I said. It's the sort of metal that is so fast it's almost too loose, but the performances are pretty tight. It's hard to pull this stuff off. It's non-stop. Blistering riffs, pounding drums to match, loads of double kick on this one. And the vocals more than do the job for the style of music. As for the writing, it's pretty standard for death metal from my non-connoisseur point of view. I'm sure I'll be ripped to shreds for saying that, but it doesn't seem out of the box for the genre. The solos on the guitar were just what the actual fuck.
Yeah.
They had nothing to do with feel and just seemed to be there for the sake of adding further to the chaos and brutality of the song. If that's your bag, then awesome. It's not quite for me. Lyrics you can forget about it. I can't make out a fucking syllable. The production is okay. I get that early thrash sound, which is overall interesting from a record in 1995, which is again thrown back into a previous review we've done. Punishing highs, booming bottom end, and slightly skewed mids. The growling has just a touch of reverb applied to them, which gives them a little bit of darkness.
How the fuck could you tell?
Because I listened to
Trust
it.
me, you can tell.
I listened to it, clearly. Doesn't mean I liked it, but I paid attention. But it has just a touch of reverb applied to give them a little bit of darkness, which works well overall. So I get why people who are into this genre will like this stuff. But this is going to be really taste determined, and it's not to mine. The trouble for me with that regard is it's too frantic, and where I can get into this stuff easier is if the vocals are back and they become a sonic instrument of the band versus a blunt force trauma object. Like that's where the difference is. If we're going to be like this and they're back a bit and they can sort of just be a part of the soundscape of it, then I can sort of sit back and take it in. When they just punch you in the head non-stop for fucking 45 minutes, fuck! It doesn't do it for me. I'd rather go to boxing for that, thank you very much. It probably makes more sense. Also, this is so intense that even the minimal compression that was used on this record actually takes away what little headroom there was to begin with. And with so much double kick, you can hear the clipping in the production. The placement of the instrumental was a good little nod to the album craft. It was in the middle of the album. Not a lot of album dynamics overall to be had, though. If you like it full on, you'll enjoy this. If you don't, then just stay the fuck away. Like you said, it's good to scare your neighbours with. But I've got dogs for that. They're bigger. For me, this is simply too much. Where the guitar is going so much, it sounds like an angry swarm of bees and has no really sense of music to it. And it's all about how fast and brutal you can be for the sake of it. That's when I just tune out on that sort of music. It goes for too long as well. It's too much of the same damn thing for mine. If you want nuts, you've got it here. My patience for this is far too short, however. I won't be going back to it. The covers on this also do nothing for me apart from being a little more understandable as I actually play with some groove on those two tracks. The scariest part about that is I picked one of them as Standout. I gave this 2 out of 10. I picked Infamous Glory and Nuclear Winter, which was the Sodom cover. No one my standouts. So, job done.
Good work.
All right, before I give my take on it, I just want to say a thanks to a very special person. She's in sunny California. Brand, if you're watching, which you normally are, via the link.
Oh, yeah, cool. Awesome.
Tunes in at like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, her time to watch it.
Thank you.
Thank you for putting me onto this band. I'm not huge into this genre at all, but I fucking love these guys.
Okay,
I love, like, this is the most straightforward in terms of the style. Like, later on, they did progress and stuff. Not that you're probably ever going to delve into other albums, but this is
More saving for the next Torch episode next year.
they do branch out a little bit more and give you more, but this is death metal at its finest, if you ask me. The production was great for its style. Yeah, I love them. I think they're great. How are they not big in this genre is beyond me. How they've been around for so long, and they've just never really sort of got.
I wonder if geography has something to do with that, being from Brazil.
Yeah, well, possibly.
It's harder over there.
Yeah, I just find that the musicianship is flawless in that style. Like, they just play with speed and clarity. You know, like the speed drumming, the blast beats are fucking on.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like, some of the reissue albums have them playing the songs live, and they're a great band live. Like, fuck me. Like, it's an art. You don't have to love it, but it's a fucking art.
No, I appreciate that. I can't fucking do that shit to save my life. Like, no way in hell.
Yeah, I just find these guys do it with ease. It's dark, it's heavy, it's brutal, it's unrelenting. It's everything that you want in a death metal band. You know, highly underrated, if you ask me. These guys. I've got a huge love for them, almost as much as I love you, Brandy. You fucking thank you so much for putting me onto this. Evil Mastermind, Infamous Glory. I thought the guitar work in that was fantastic.
Okay.
You know, they can play when they want to. You know, and Meanest Evil, 8 out of 10.
Nice.
Cool.
Oh, on that note, check it out for yourselves. Let us know what you think. Krisiun. This was yours, wasn't it?
It was mine.
Who wants to go first on this one?
Oh, well, if you want.
Okay. Alright. Are we all ready to go?
Yep.
Alright.
I'll find it eventually.
Alright.
I'm not going to go the other way.